What's going on, guys? Killer6 back with another Borderlands 3 item guide, a legendary item guide for you guys, and this time we're taking a look at the legendary Unkempt Herald. That is right, the Unkempt Herald is back, and it is an interesting weapon to say the least. Now, this is a returning legendary from Borderlands 2. A lot of you probably remember the Borderlands 2 variant because it was widely considered one of the best guns in the game. Now, in order to get this on Borderlands 3, you will need the third DLC called Bounty of Blood, a Fistful of Redemption, or as I like to call it, Boba 4 for short. I don't know why. But anyhow, once you have that DLC, you're going to want to get to the map called Blood Sun Canyon. That is this one right here, Blood Sun Canyon. And you're going to go all the way almost to the very end of the map, and you're going to head to this point of the map right here. You will need to have the teleport option unlocked in the game. So if you don't have the teleport option unlocked, then you're not going to be able to get over here to get this thing. Now, the pathway to get there is a little tricky. That's why I'm showing you this entire route instead of just taking you right to the point where I'm farming it, because I want you guys to be able to see, number one, I wanted you to be able to see the kind of damage you can do with the Unkempt Herald. Even in the hands of Amara, who this isn't really the most ideal choice on, it can still wreck face in Borderlands 3. So you need to take that little jump pad there. You're going to head over to this little contraption. You jump up here, and then you just wait for the thing to come, and then you're going to take it. This is the exact same thing you have to do during the story of this thing. No spoilers here, because I know it's day number 1 of this content being out, and I'm not trying to spoil anything for anybody other than by telling you where to find this weapon. All right, so when you get through here, you're going to take this little doorway, and when you go through here, there is going to be this little tiny spot back here in the corner around here. Zoom, and you punch your way through, and you take the teleporter. This will activate this save station right here on your map, and from there it's just a matter of jumping over this rail, and down here will be Caber Dowd. Now, Caber Dowd is the person who can drop this. You can, however, get the Unkempt Herald from a lot of the different named enemies in this DLC. I'm pretty sure you can also get it from chests in the DLC, but I'm not 100% positive on that. So as you can see, this is not the most ideal option on Amara. As a matter of fact, I also don't have this active, which I need to have active, but that was on me. This gives me fire on my shots as well, which is a good way to go here. But in the hands of Mose, this thing is lethal as hell. And as you can see, we got one on the first run right here. So there you go, packing gratifying Unkempt Herald. Now I want to show you something real quick here. I'm going to drop my Monarch so you can see this. So the one that I was using is a ×4 variant, and the one that we just now picked up is a ×3. Now the ×3 one right here, as you can see, it has higher base damage on this particular one, but you're going to get more damage overall with the ×4. You want to be at a moderately close range when you're using this gun, because what happens is when you shoot this gun, as you can see, it spreads out into multiple pellets. So the further away something is, the less likely you are to hit all those pellets on it. So ideally, you want to be about this range for most enemies so that you're hitting all those pellets on them. And obviously hitting crits does even more damage. And the reason this thing is so good in the hands of Mose is because she does so much splash damage that it makes it such a powerful weapon. So again, this is the location where you find it at. Again, you have to go to this spot, hit the teleporter, and that brings you over here. It activates the save point. You jump over the ledge, you kill Caber Dowd. Now let's swap over to Mose, and I'm going to show you what kind of damage you can actually do with the Unkempt Herald. So as you saw, Caber Dowd drops the Unkempt Herald fairly often. I would estimate that most of the named enemies in this DLC seem to have a 30 to 50% chance to drop their legendary items. And like I said, you can get those legendary items from other named sources in this DLC. You do not have to go all the way to Caber Dowd. You can get the Unkempt Herald fairly early in the DLC, as a matter of fact, from any of the other named enemies. So just be on the lookout for the named enemies. Make sure you kill them and check their loot, because you might be surprised and end up getting an Unkempt Herald right at the beginning of the DLC if you're lucky. Me, on the other hand, it wasn't until I got to like the third map in before I finally saw my first one. So just keep that in mind. Now on this particular one that I got on my Mose, it has 200% splash damage for a short time after action skill ends. So when I hop out of my mech, I just go to town. This is a Mayhem 10 boss, Kilovolt in Lectra City, and we just destroyed him with a pistol. So that's the kind of power that you got with this gun. And let's just check our loot here real quick. You got to check your loot. You just never know, man. Oh, we got an infinity. Great. So yeah, that's the Unkempt Herald, man. Let's take a look at some of the stats real quick so you guys know what you're getting into. So like I showed you a minute ago, you can get a ×4 variant. You can get a ×3 variant. The ×4 takes 4 ammo per shot. The base damage on this one that I'm using is 6,811 ×4, 59% accuracy, 51% handling. Reload time is 2.5 seconds, fire rate 2.31 shots per second. It's a mag size of 16, so since it takes 4 ammo per shot, I'm going to get 4 shots off on this thing, except I'm playing as Moze and I have the ability to regen ammo, so I get a lot more than 4 shots at a time out of this thing. This thing does have plus 122 splash damage radius, and again, the anointment on this particular one that I got is on action skill and splash damage increased by 200% for a short time. This thing is a beast. The red text says I wasn't counting either. The name Unkempt Herald and the red text is in reference to a I believe it's a late 1970s movie, Dirty Harry, starring Clint Eastwood, where he plays basically a dirty cop. And Unkempt Herald is a play on that title, Dirty Harry, Unkempt Herald, if you get the reference there. And the red text is a reference to that movie where he has a guy at gunpoint, and he asks the guy if he's feeling lucky because the guy doesn't know if he ran out of ammo or not. You got to watch the movie to get it. Anyhow, this gun is pretty damn good on Moze. Like I said, not the best option out there for Amara, Flak, and Zane, but if you are a Moze main, this is one of the first like really good weapons that you're going to get out of this new DLC. There are several other good guns coming from Moze in this DLC, and I'll be covering those here on the channel as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this item guide on the Unkempt Herald. I am glad to see it make a return. I'm glad that it's not stupid broke. One thing to note is I have not yet found a double penetrating prefix. I'm not sure if it can roll with a double penetrating prefix, which is weird because the other Torgue guns in this game have had double penetrating prefixes, like the Roizen's Thorn, for example, and the Breeder and things like that. Those all have double penetrating prefixes, but this one I have not found one for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. If you did, then make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, tap the bell icon for more, and I will be back with another legendary item guide here in just a little bit. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.